Hi, friends. I'm Becca Werwell, author of the Road Trip Rescue series of faith filled contemporary adventures for kids ages 8 to 12. And today I want to talk to you about how you can request one of my books or any author's book from your local library if they don't already have it available. So, to start, before we get into the how to of requesting a book or suggesting a title for your library, I want to talk about why it matters to an author and why we love to see our books in libraries. And I guess I can really only speak for myself, but here are a few reasons I really love it. First, it helps the books to be accessible to more kids and kids that might not be able to purchase a book on their own. Second, it helps expand the reach of the book. A kid might see a book on the library shelves that they wouldn't have seen in another place, and they might read it. They might really love it. They might tell a friend. So it gets that word of mouth going. So it's a way to get the books in front of more readers. And then also on a personal note, as a kid, I spent so much time in the library. I remember going and coming home with stacks of books to read. And so the idea of having another book on the shelf for a young reader to fall in love with the story, to connect with the characters, to really feel seen and known, and to be able to discover that in a library, that is like a dream come true. And I know that sounds cliche, but it really is to have my books on the shelves of the library and to know that they can be available to kids in that way. So, how to request the book from your library? First of all, you have to make sure they don't have it already. And there are a couple ways to do this. You can usually go online to the library's website, and then most libraries have their online catalog available online that you can search. Sometimes you already need your library card to be able to do this to log into your account and then search for a book. You can search by the title or by the author name. Those would be the easiest ways to search for a book that you're looking for. If you can't access the online catalog, you could also go into the library. Libraries usually have their catalog there. Sometimes they have computers you can use there, or you can just ask the librarian. Librarians are happy to help you find a book. So you can ask, "Hey, do you have this book?" Then, if they don't have it, it's time to request it. Now, if you just asked the librarian, "Hey, do you have this book?" and they said no, that would be a great opportunity to ask, "How can I recommend a title that I'd love for the library to purchase?" And the librarian right there can tell you what their process is. So you don't have to do any research and try to discover it on your own. But a lot of times, libraries do have a form on their website that you can use to suggest a title. So if you visit a library's website, you can look for a section like request a book, or if they have a link that says suggest a purchase, recommend a title, something like that could be a good clue that that's what you're looking for. And then if you find that suggestion form on the website, you're going to have to fill it in with a few details. Again, you might need a library card already that you can sign into your account on the website. So here are a few details you might need. And I'm going to use book one in my Road Trip Rescue series, Road Trip Rescue, as an example here. So you'll need the title. The title is easy to figure out. Probably if you're requesting a book, you already know what the title is. It's on the front of the book, it's wherever you'd find it online. You got the title. And then you also need the author. Again, that's pretty easy to figure out. So the author of Road Trip Rescue is me, Becca Werwell. The next one is the ISBN. This stands for International Standard Book Number. And there are several places you can find the ISBN. So if you have the book already and are just requesting it to the library because you want to help an author out, you can turn to the copyright page. And the copyright page is going to contain a lot of the information that you might need for this form. So the copyright page has the author's name, it has the publisher name. And if you go down, usually toward the bottom of the copyright page, most books will have the ISBN listed. So Road Trip Rescue has four different ISBNs: the paperback, hardback, ebook, and audiobook. Usually just putting the paperback one or the hardback one, either of those would work. Libraries usually will do either one. So I have the paperback one listed first, so we'll go with that one for an example. So the ISBN for Road Trip Rescue is 978-1961-066-007. Another place, if you don't have the book in hand, and that's why you're requesting the book in the first place, you can find the ISBN on Amazon, on Barnes and Noble. Those online retailers should have the ISBNs listed. The next thing it asks for on a lot of forms might be the publication year or publication date. The publication year, again, can be found in the copyright page because it'll say copyright at year. So, for example, Road Trip Rescue was published in 2023. That's the publication year. If it asks for the specific date, you can usually find that on online retailers. So, Road Trip Rescue was published on October 24th, 2023. And I will say one trick with Road Trip Rescue is that I had a little bit of a mix up with Amazon where the publication date on the paperback, I think just the paperback on Amazon, doesn't match the publication date on the other formats. So if you're requesting Road Trip Rescue, it is October 24th, 2023. The next thing they'll ask for is the publisher. And again, the publisher can be found on those retailer pages online. It can be found on the copyright page of the book if you have that in hand. Road Trip Rescue's publisher is Beloved Chronicles LLC. They might ask for other information too. For example, they might ask, why do you think we should purchase this book? So, if you or your child has already read the book and enjoyed it, and you know other kids would really enjoy it too, you could put that in there. If you or your child hasn't read it yet but really wants to, you could say, we want to read the book because so and so recommended it to us, or because we really love dog stories, or because we really want to read a story where the character travels to the Adirondacks because we're going on vacation there soon. Whatever it might be. You could also use the description online if you're already looking for information about the book on Amazon, say, a retailer like that. You could use the description that's listed there to help you come up with ideas. So, for example, you saw it's about a road trip adventure and you really want to see more stories like that in the library. If they ask for additional information and you can't find it on the book's copyright page or online when you're looking, you can actually just email and contact the author and ask, because I can't speak for all authors, but I would be delighted to know that you're requesting to have the book in your library. And I would be happy to give you the information that they're asking for. And I think a lot of authors would say the same. And then you submit the form. If you can't find an online form, other libraries do it in different ways. So again, you can ask the librarian, you can call to ask how they do it, you can ask in person. They might take the info from you directly. So I've had that before where I've gone in and they've pulled out a piece of paper and they'll say, well, what book are you looking for? And what's the author? So they might not have a super official way to request a book, but they'd still take your request. Or some have like a paper form that you'll fill out that would ask for the same type of information as the online form would have, but it would just be a piece of paper instead. And you could fill that out there if you have the information ready to go, or you could ask to take it home and then just take it back next time you go to the library. And again, you'll need title, author, ISBN, publication date, and publisher. How do you know if the library decided to purchase the book? Well, you can feel free, of course, to check in. If you're already talking to a librarian directly through this process, you can just ask, like, hey, how will I know if you decided to purchase it? Will you be in touch? Will you let me know if you ordered it? Because I'd love to check it out myself, or let so and so know it's available to get from the library. You could also just periodically check in with the library's catalog, see if they've added the title. And once you see it's been added, if you are wanting to read the book for yourself, for your kid, you can usually put it on hold right away so that you can go pick it up and you can read it as soon as it's available. From all the authors out there, if you're watching this and about to request a book or a lot of books from your local library, I just want to say thank you. It really does mean a lot to help us get our books into the hands of more readers. So thank you and happy reading.